There's Another Way to Do That, where I teach you how to modify recipes based on my restrictions. For season 2, I'm modifying recipes inspired by my guests. So let's get into it. Chef Vianai loves sushi. I love sushi, but I've never made it. So I'm gonna start by making an avocado veggie roll. This should be pretty simple and pretty fast. All right, so we're just gonna start by, I'm gonna start by cutting these veggies first. I decided to get the real carrots. When I say real carrots, I mean like the long ones that came out the ground, because they kind of already are the length that I will need for the roll. And all I'll have to do is just cut things a little bit slimmer. You can do it however you want, but what I'll end up doing today is carrots, cucumbers, and avocado and the rice. That's pretty much what I'm doing. And we're gonna flavor our rice. I got this new knife and I'm pretty proud of it. It's a chef's knife. So I'll be using that this year. And you'll be hearing me talk about it all year about this new knife because I'm really enjoying it. But anyway, with V, I actually played around and we made sushi before, but she pretty much made it because she's a chef and she took over. So I didn't actually make the sushi. So this is my first time making it. I wanted to make an albacore tuna roll, but they didn't have it at the fish market and I wasn't about to play around with fish for y'all. So I like the veggie rolls. We're gonna make it good, so it'll be fine. Anyway, so we're just gonna cut these. I'm gonna go right down the center. I'm sure there's a tactic to this. Probably a better tactic than what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing because there's always another way to do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to focus on making it slim enough to fit in the roll. So I would say pieces about like this long, this thick. That's what I'm used to seeing when I look at the rolls. But I'm sure you probably could do it however you want. We're just gonna make a bunch of those. Oh, that's a really good carrot. It's so sweet. Wow. I'm gonna use seaweed paper. I know some people, sometimes they use the soy paper, but I wanted to use the seaweed paper. I just like how it turns out. I'm gonna take one of these out, but I'm not gonna like do the whole thing yet because I want to see how it's gonna fit as far as the length of my sushi. So yeah, you see what I mean? So it'll be about this length. That's what I thought. So I'm gonna do the same thing here, and I'm gonna cut this to about here, and that way we don't waste. I'm gonna do a little poop. I'm gonna just put my nail in it. We ain't wasting the seaweed paper. Okay, we'll get back to that in a moment. Now, one of the things that Vianai spoke about, she loves avocados. So I knew it wouldn't be a big deal if I didn't do like a salmon or a tuna sushi for her because she's gonna love it because it's avocado. So I know she'll be on board with me modifying it that way. So now we're gonna try this again. And I'm basically cutting in fours. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it kind of sloppy, but I'm doing it. You see? You see it? And these came out a little bit fatter, so I might actually cut a little bit more. Just so they aren't so big. You see how it's like thick? Oh, shit. I gotta be careful. That's a new knife. I'm about to cut my damn hand off. Let's go ahead and do the avocado. One is kind of small, but I was thinking they're pretty ripe and they were really tasty, so I wanted to go with it. Now, I've seen Chef Vianai peel avocados like this. Like she peels it like it's a fruit, because I think avocado is technically a fruit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I learned that from her. But I don't usually peel them like this, and they aren't always so ripe where I can peel it like this. But one of the reasons I don't usually like to peel it is because they have mold on them sometimes. I'm really weird about textures and stuff. So what I like to do is use a spoon, and if you can see these little here, yep. If you can see, it's like little dots of mold. So I'm going to take that off because I'm gonna tell you why I'm really weird about it. When growing up in Michigan, I never liked avocado. Honestly, I didn't know what an avocado was, but I knew what guac was, and I didn't like it. And I didn't realize I didn't like guac because most of the time we were getting avocados late and it was mold. It was basically mold. They were old avocados. And so I didn't like it. And I didn't like the store bought guac. But when I moved to LA, everybody kept talking about avocado. They're like, you go to any restaurant, they're like, would you like avocado on that? I'm like, why would I want avocado? For what? Why? And I asked the girl, like, why are y'all asking me, do I want avocado on everything? I don't understand. I've never heard of this. And I realized that they grow out here. Certain times a year, we get those California avocados, and they are so good. And it made me fall in love with avocados. So that's my little story about avocado and why I love them. I really am liking this peeling the avocado thing. I never do this, but it's nice. But you see what I mean? You see this? I do not like that. I don't know. I think some people just eat it, but I can't. It's just, I have that. It reminds me of the old avocados that I couldn't stand in Michigan just because they were coming across the country and they were not fresh. And so I can't do it. And it tastes really weird too. It's like, yeah, it's not like, for me, I can taste it. I can taste the difference. Sometimes people be like, you can't really taste. Yes, you can. I can taste it. So now I want to get started on building my sushi. And one of the things I already did was cook the sushi rice. I cooked the sushi rice in the rice cooker just for time's sake. It was just quicker and I didn't have to watch it. But I do want to make a little mixture because they tell you to season the sushi rice, and I'm going to do a little seasoning. So one of the things I do plan on doing, just to warm it up, I'm going to use a little bit of this rice vinegar, and it's specifically for seasoning sushi rice. And it already has like sugar, salt, and the rice vinegar in it and water. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that. And I'm going to do a little bit extra stuff because I'm always doing a little bit extra. I'm going to add just like a dash of the Himalayan salt. And then once I put the sushi rice on here, I will actually add some roasted garlic, not a lot, just a little bit to give it a little flavor, because I do like to season my avocados and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put it on top of the rice along with some other things, and you'll see how I build it. But let's go ahead and just warm this up. That's warm enough. You hear it's hot. You see it, right? Oh, that's strong. Did I do that right, V? Ooh, It actually tastes really good. Okay. I'll add some more rice because I wasn't sure how this is going to taste. I didn't trust it. I definitely will be adding more salt because I couldn't taste the salt in there. Just a little bit. Just so it's not sweet. I don't want it sweet. I had to cut my sugar, so. But it's a whole lot of sodium. I'm talking about some salt. That tastes more mellowed out. And it actually tastes more like what I get when I'm at a sushi restaurant. Oh, I needed way more rice than I thought. Just to cover this. Didn't this look small? It looks small. A little bit. Of garlic. And I'm going to add a little bit of sesame seed. I know people usually put this on the top, but just in case it don't stay on there, I'm going to put some in here. All righty, let's lay this puppy in there. Ooh. Let's see, y'all. Oh, Lord. It's like a burrito. Or a blunt. I don't smoke blunts, but it kind of reminds me of somebody rolling one. A joint. Ooh, I think that I did it. I'm going to tell you right now, my whole plate smells like vinegar. It's probably why people buy those Japanese knives, because I feel like it needs to be a little more delicate. Ooh. But look at you, girl. I'm doing it. I'm so proud of me. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is make a sauce before we plate this. Be gentle, Shondalia. Be gentle. Okay, hold on. Just eat it. I ain't need no sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to make a quick aioli style sauce for my sushi roll. And I'm going to use tamari because it's gluten-free. And if you're someone like me that has a celiac gene or some sort of gluten sensitivity, tamari is great if you still want to have some sort of gluten-free soy sauce. And I'm using the avocado oil mayo. I like this mayo. This Chosen Foods is a good brand. And there's another one that's really good too, but this is the one I have right now. So just going to grab just a little, this like a teaspoon, throw that in. Soy sauce. Oh, I forgot. I got a measure for y'all. Roughly a teaspoon. I always forget this. And I'm just going to mix it around. I'm going to put some sesame seeds in it. And I'm just going to add this sauce. Because I don't have one of those little, I was thinking about it. I don't have one, you know those little things that you put sauce in? I don't think I have one of those. You know, you be taking them from the restaurant. Let me see if I did. I did. I got one. Okay. Perfection. Because I'm like, this kind of big. This looks prettier than that. Because I think these are usually flatter, but whatever. This is what I would do. I would like to add just a little bit of lemon. I thought about that, and I forgot I wanted to do that inside with the other stuff, but I'm glad I didn't because it might have been too much. But I am going to add it with this sauce, and we're going to taste it and see what it tastes like. Yep. That made it hit. So add that in there. And, I mean, just because I want to make it pretty for y'all, why don't we just go ahead and add some of this sauce on top like they be doing? Ooh. And voila. We got our avocado veggie sushi. Not bad for my first time. I'm going to pour this on there. Oh, it's so good. The sauce is so simple, but it's so good. I can make this all the time. Wow. Yeah, I see why she seasoned the rice. So good. This has been There's Another Way to Do That, which is part of I Can't Eat Shit podcast on YouTube and wherever you stream your podcast. Make sure you try this out. It's really good. And also check out the full podcast episode for Chef Vianai.